Hey everybody, welcome back to another Classics Are Better. I'm Travis, and today I'm going to change things up a little bit. So we're going to talk about what's kind of going on in the shop, some of the little projects I have going on that don't really need like a full video themselves or whatever. But today, y'all, it is rainy and nasty and cold. So it is a perfect shop day. So I got my TV going on. Got my little fake heater rocking out. Well, I guess it's a real heater, but a fake fireplace or whatever. And got a little one going on the other side. But anyway, one of the first little updates is basically what I'm gonna do today is some more KBSing on this truck. I want to get everything done before I put the bed on here. And so essentially, if you guys watch one of my previous videos, check the link up here. But I KBS'd all of this and it actually came out really well. It's held up really well. I'm not sponsored by KBS or anything like that. Pour 15 might be just as good. This is just what I've used so far and I like it. I had some left over, so I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and get these trailing arms and get them KBS'd up, and then probably my rear axle and possibly my diff as well, or I might just rattle can them black. But now on the bed, I am still waiting for these ledges to come in the mail. I had picked up some angle iron, but it just wasn't wide enough and I couldn't find any that was about this length to hold in the bed. So I just went ahead and ordered some from LMC Truck. So I've just been waiting on shipping like, you know, everything else in the world. All right, y'all, so this is super fun. This thing is just covered in dirt and crap and mud and junk. So I've been working on that. As far as this side, I got most of the arms cleaned up and degreased. I just need to get in here and clean this cross member up a little bit, but I am getting closer. Before, after. Pick out some of the stuff that's messed up with it. So we got some major leaks and all that kind of good stuff, but what's crazy is I noticed once I had this lift now, looking under here, this motor is in crooked. So the people that installed it crooked. It kind of goes this way, and that's why the drive shaft was knocked over the other way, just trying to make it through. So yeah, this sucker is in crooked, and what's even better is check out these janky homemade motor mounts here. So that is super shady, and I am just totally cool with replacing these, like all of it. Okay, so more big news in store. I made a major move for his Bandit and pulled the trigger on an 03 Suburban. So this is my donor. I looked into lots of options as far as getting a motor, and really guys, getting a donor was the best idea. I drove this thing home going 80 miles an hour with cold AC on blowing. It looks like a turd, but that's kind of the point, so I got a really good deal on it. But again, it has got a nice 5.3 liter Vortec in it. It has got a 4L60E transmission, so it is not super hardcore. But I'm gonna put headers and some other little goodies on it, so I should have around 300 horsepower, maybe a little bit more. Dependable, turnkey, and ready to rock and roll. So that is the goal for Bandit. Okay guys, so one of the great things about having a donor, besides the fact that you can drive it around, test the engine versus getting it at a junkyard, something like that, is that you can part this thing out. So it's still got really good tires on it. I am going to take these interior seats, if y'all can see them. Sorry, the sun's a little weird, but they are in great shape and super cozy. And I am going to put those in Frosty Luckily, a lot of stuff lines up since this is an 03 Suburban and that's an 04 Silverado. I'm also going to take a couple widgets from like the steering wheel, the ignition boot. I'm going to take the spare tire and holder, stuff like that. And then everything else that I don't use, which is saving me money, I'm going to go through and just part out, you know, headlights, taillights, grill, mirrors, the third row seats, the rest of the seats, everything I can. So hopefully when I sell this thing to a scrap yard or whatever, it is nothing but like just a rolling hulk of what used to be a Suburban. But anyway, hopefully I can get a lot of my money back on that, put that into cool stuff like headers and motor mounts and a new drive shaft and all that kind of junk that comes with a swap. But anyway, y'all, pulled the trigger, so it is real now. Really, the only things that kind of got plotting at the moment is I got some new gauges and some stuff like that for the Camaro I need to rig up, and then I got some new spark plug wires and stuff for the Impala that we're going to go on. I also picked up a 4-barrel carb, a new one that I was going to use on Bandit just to get it, you know, running better, stuff like that, because the one on it, even though I rebuilt it, it sucks. New plan since I'm doing the LS is I think I am going to take this 2-barrel and take the intake off, and then I have a 4-barrel Edelbrock intake, and then put that carb on there and get it a little bit, basically a 2-barrel to 4-barrel conversion on this thing, give it a little bit more pep to that old 307, and see if it'll wake it up just a little bit more, because it is tired. It's a good car, but it is tired, even though it's got like 63 or 4,000 miles on it or whatever. So anyway, that's kind of the plan. Obviously getting this dude painted up and put away is the main task for right now, because I just want to get this done where I can drive it around and enjoy it. And with an LS in there, it'll probably be my most powerful car, and it'll be dependable. And that is really what I'm looking for, where I can just jump in it, go cruising down to Fort Worth, or go cruise up to Denton or Dallas or whatever, or even go like on a long trip and go down to Waxahachie and do C10s in the park, that kind of stuff. So I am hoping to get this thing going. Even though I really love my Camaro, this sucker will probably be the flagship of the fleet for a while, till I get this motor swap stuff down, and then I'm gonna, you know, 6.0 or 6.2 or something like that into the Camaro, or possibly do the 5.3 again, but add a little turbo, some sauce, you know, a little special sauce, something like that. But we'll see what happens. All right, everybody, so that is pretty much the state of the shop. Again, got a 2 to 4-barrel conversion coming up on the Impala, LS swapping and painting the C10, get that thing on the road doing burnouts instead of just sitting up on the lift all the time. I'm gonna do the swap over from a lot of stuff from that Suburban I bought, the donor, over to Frosty, my Silverado, get that thing doing a little bit better. And then kind of want to, once I put a dent in some of this stuff, I am chomping at the bit to get out there to my late grandfather-in-law's property, get out and start rescuing some of those old cars that I walked around on. That D100, I believe that Dodge is going to go first, and we'll see how that goes. And then I'll start tearing into those Corvairs and hopefully that box truck and that Tempest, all that kind of stuff buried out there. So stay tuned. Keep checking in when you can. Hit that like and subscribe, my friends. But get out there, get wrenching if you're able. Until the next time, take it easy, y'all.